Welcome to class, everyone. So just to bring a little philosophy into our class today, which I kind of try to do most days, but this is a sutra from the Yoga Sutras of Patanjali, the classical guide, really an overview of yoga. And I'm going to refer to chapter one, which is each chapter is called a pada, P-A-D-A, and this is pada one, verse 12. And it reads, and I'm doing this from one of my favorite versions, which by Mukanta Styles, his translation of it. And it talks about the words are Abhyasa and Vairagya. And the verse says, the vacillating waves of perceptions are stilled. So all the thought waves and whatever is always taking us away from being present. The vacillating waves of perceptions are stilled through consistent, earnest practice, which is abhyasa, and dispassionate non-attachment, which is vairagya. So abhyasa and vairagya. The vacillating waves of perceptions are stilled through consistent, earnest practice and dispassionate non-attachment. So, in a way, it's all about effort and surrender. So, of course, we have to put effort into our practice. We have to put effort into whatever that we endeavor to really delve into and to do our best at. It does take consistent practice, whether it's learning to play the piano or the flute or to be a improve yourself as an artist, whatever it is, right? Consistent, earnest practice. And the word abhyasa also means to be present. And so when we do that consistent, earnest practice, whether you come to your mat every day, which would really be consistent, or 4 times a week or once a week, right? We are present, very, very present, and which is, of course, a mainstay of our practice to be present. And vairagya, the word dispassion or non-attachment, I don't interpret that as we're it's okay to be attached to, of course, to your friends, to your family, to your pets. I can't imagine not being attached to my cats. Um, but what it is inviting us to do, I think, is to really take stock of how much we are actually attached, like to getting the pose perfect or to doing it, what our minds say it should be like. And it can also refer to an idea or a belief that we hold so tightly to. Like, this is what I believe. I'm never going to really be interested in hearing anybody else's viewpoint. This is it. I believe it. I'm locked into this. And, sometimes those kinds of beliefs and ideas we've learned since we were very, very little. And they're hard to let go of because they've been ingrained, right, in our mind. Our mind's been very conditioned around those beliefs and ideas. So in this way, it's inviting us to maybe not hold so tightly or to loosen our grip around some of these ideas or beliefs. So both letting go of attachment to whatever the final pose is that you're moving towards, and also, being open to let go of ideas and beliefs that perhaps really don't serve you anymore. So we're going to start on our backs, and we're gonna om on our backs today, and do some warm ups on our backs. We're going to really focus a lot on keeping the side body really long, so the arm bones can draw back easily. The head always draws back with the shoulders, and we feel the shoulder blades and the bottom tips of the shoulder blades a lot, as we'll be moving towards kind of an advanced beginning or intermediate back bend. And also our quadricep muscles, the front of our thighs, those 4 quadriceps. We'll be just warming up on our backs for a little bit and just practicing the surrender part of vairagya, right, of letting go. So please come to a lying down position on your backs. You can bring your knees up for a moment and just feel how good the floor feels after perhaps a busy morning. You can close your eyes, just let go, relax your skin. If you're just coming in, please make sure you've muted yourself. Right. Good. Soften the skin on the face. Let your body settle. If you need something under the back of your head, certainly do that to make yourself more comfortable. And just contemplate that, are you holding any really strong, rigid beliefs or ideas that perhaps you could afford to let go, or just even loosen your grip, or even just think about it, right? I know I catch myself falling back to old patterns sometimes, and it's always an opportunity to just really look at those old patterns and see if we can lighten up a bit around them. So, and then go ahead and place one hand on your belly and one hand on your heart. Adjust your pelvis, adjust your shoulder blades if necessary. And just feel the breath as it, very little, no effort needed. We just breathe a natural breath. We feel the belly rise, the chest rise gently. And the exhalation is a sweet letting go back down to the earth. Releasing our morning and bringing ourselves very present to just this moment. From where we begin. Enjoy really 3 more very present breaths. And then let both hands come to rest on the heart. And as we Om together, I want you to try to just, I think you will, I don't think you have to try, just to feel the vibration of the Om through your back body. It feels very different from sitting. And please include anyone that needs healing. I'm thinking about a good friend of mine, Marie's husband, Tom, who just went through shoulder surgery. So my Om is going to include him and one of my another coastal retreat student. And so please include anyone who needs healing in your Om. So honoring the yogic tradition, honoring the primordial sound of the universe. Take a full deep breath in. Exhale that breath completely, and please join with me if that's comfortable. Inhaling. Let your hands fall away from the heart onto the floor. Feel a lingering vibration, perhaps. Inviting us to let go. Yet practice together in earnest. So go ahead now and just bring your right hand to your right knee. Extend your left leg all the way down. Right? And then just go ahead and draw the right knee into your chest. Let it drop out to the right. Right? And just create some big circles with the right leg, opening the hip. Kind of let it just really drop out to the right. And you can kind of feel your sacrum moving from side to side. Let that happen, a little sacral massage. 2 more. Lots of breath. And then go ahead and hug the right knee more closely into the chest while you extend the left leg out, pressing the heel down, spreading the toes of the left foot, pressing through the mound of the big toe. And a couple of breaths. This is Abhyasa, wind releasing pose. And just allow your belly and your rib cage to expand on whatever part of the thigh you're hugging in. And then release your hands behind and extend your shin as perpendicular as you can, or you could use a strap if you need to, for a half happy baby. So you can bring the right arm to the inside of the knee, the fingers to the little toe side of the foot, and then just pressing the knee towards the down on the outer side of the chest, still continuing to extend through the left leg and extending the left arm over the head. So you're reaching in both directions with left fingertips, left foot, as you really stay right on the center of your sacrum. Lumbar spine's probably a little bit off the floor in its natural curve. Soften the front ribs. Take one more full breath in, exhale, and then interlace your hands behind the back of your right thigh. You can extend the leg up to the sky, and then just a gentle hamstring stretch. So keeping the low back in its natural curve, just draw the leg back to wherever you feel a nice hamstring release. Relax your shoulders, soften your face. So yes, there's definitely effort in the right leg and the left leg, but not unnecessary effort as you relax and surrender your face and any limiting beliefs that you hold about yourself, about your practice, or about anything, right? And then unlace your fingers and just give your hamstrings a nice little massage warm up. Now our 3 hamstrings, outer, inner, and the center one, right, attached from the sit bone all the way down behind the knee. So just give yourself a nice squeeze. Your hamstrings a little bit of love. And then when you interlace your hands again, you may have a little bit more flexibility in the hamstrings to draw the leg back, but press up through the mound of the right big toe, spreading the toes evenly. And then release, give that leg a nice hug, and extend it all the way back to the floor as you take your left knee up. Hold the left knee in your left hand. You take the right arm out to the side, and then continue with some great big circles on this side. And then keep going. I'm going to just make sure everything is cool on the screen. Somebody wrote something or other. Okay. Good. Okay. And then release and start to bring that leg up into happy baby. And as much as you're pressing down with the fingers, the left hand to the inside of the knee, fingers on the little toe side of the foot, extend that right leg back out again. And enjoying happy baby fully. As you're doing happy baby, on the left side, extend your right arm up, straight up towards the wall and back of you, and feel the stretch in the hip flexors, still pressing the right heel down, and getting a nice stretch to the whole right side body. Face is soft, letting go. And then releasing and hugging the left knee into the left side of the rib cage, and just taking a few deep breaths in Abhyasa here. And then extending the leg, interlacing your hands behind your hamstring. Leg is straight wherever you can reach, and just draw it back, keeping the lumbar spine in its neutral curve. Spreading the toes of both feet, relaxing the shoulders. And then just releasing the interlace of your hands and using your hands to give lots of love to the 3 hamstrings on your left leg. All the way up to the sitting bone, all the way down to behind the knee. And they just hook right into the top of the calf there. I don't know about you, but I've certainly missed I try to give a massage once a month, and that hasn't happened, of course, for at least 3 months. So hopefully getting back to that sooner than later. Great, and then maybe you have, as you interlace again, and draw the leg back, still extending out through the right leg, maybe you have a little bit more opening in the hamstrings on that left side. And then release the leg, draw both knees up to your chest, and just a little spinal rocking from side to side or circles on the ceiling with your knees. And sometimes it's nice, especially in the middle of the day, to start a little bit slower, releasing the morning and just coming to being present. Good. Now we're going to roll over onto, I'm rolling onto my left side so you can see me. So roll to whatever side you want, but it would be helpful if you can see me. And you can use a blanket under your head or just support your head with your arm. So you're going to do a little quadricep stretch front of the thigh here. So go ahead and stack your knees and then just reach back and hold your right foot with your right hand. Focus on your shoulder here. So pull the shoulder up, back, and then shoulder blade down, and then go ahead and take the knee back until you feel a good quad stretch. Spread the toes of your right foot as you do this, just until you feel a gentle quad stretch. So bottom tip of the right shoulder blade is drawing in. You can bring the heel as close to your buttocks as you care to. Notice that's a little bit different. And then extend it back once again towards the wall behind you, pushing the foot into the hand back into the foot. Shoulder way back. And then release. Good. And then roll over to the other side. And do the same thing. Okay. I'm going to come up and look at you. I see a lot of ceiling fans, actually. I guess I'm not going to really be able to see everybody. So go ahead on your left side, or with your second side, and stack your knees, and then hold the left foot with your left hand, shoulder way back, and then extend the foot behind you until you feel something happening, something good happening in your left quadricep muscles. Bring these towards the buttocks, a little bit more to the outside. And then pressing back. Please make sure you're muted. So if you came in late, please mute yourself. And then when you're done with that, then roll over all the way and come into table pose. Just want to make sure I've muted everyone here. Mute all. Okay, good. Oh, okay. Somehow. Good. Okay. Okay, I think we're all muted again. Okay, in table pose, please put a block between your inner upper thighs. You can bring your knees onto a blanket if you would like, a little bit more padding. Put it on the narrow end. Place your hands forward, knees a little bit behind. And notice when you round up into Halloween cat, how the block really hugs the inner thighs. You don't have to do much efforting at all. But when you come into cow and lift your sitting bones, looking slightly forward, shoulder blades release down and retract, the block is not as firm between your inner thighs. So hug it in so that when you move back to Halloween cat, back and forth to cow and cat, the block is evenly being, the pressure is even in both cow and cat. Press the hands away into the floor so you're pushing the floor away from you. Arms straight, forearms hugging in. And then the next time you're in cow, take the hips back, turn the toes under, press strongly under your fingernails and the mound of your index finger and thumb. Lift the knees off the floor, hug the block as you step your feet block width apart into your first Adho Mukha Svanasana, downward facing dog. Lifting the lower front ribs, lifting the armpits, but allowing the base of the shoulder blades to draw in towards the spine. And you can actually even look up slightly towards your thumbs to feel the breastbone come forward, the shoulder blades to draw in more, and then release your ears right next to the biceps again. Take a full stretch from your hands up through your heart to your hips and back down through your heels. One more full breath in, push the floor down and away from you to take your thighs back firmer. So consistent, earnest effort, but soften your face and surrender any attachment to getting the perfect downward facing dog pose. Let it be just perfect for you, which it is in this moment. Bring your knees down, take the block out, right, and balancing table. So left leg back, turn the toes under, take the right arm up, lift your lower front ribs, draw the sides of the waistline in, navel towards the spine, lifting the left leg, and then sweep the right hand back to catch the left foot, turn up to the right, push the foot back into your hand, back to balancing table, strong core here, and all the way down. So, second quad stretch. Right leg back, engage the quads, press the heel back, left arm up, right leg up, bend the knee, reach back, find the foot or just reach, and turn up to the left. Push the foot back into the hand, and back to balancing table. Lift the lower front ribs, navel towards the spine, all the way down. Child pose, extended child pose. So feel the effortless surrender of child pose. Releasing any limited beliefs or ideas you have about yourself or about anybody else. And then extend your arms again. One last dog pose. Right. Soften the bottom tips of the shoulder blades onto the back. Forearms hug in. Little external rotation in the upper arms. And back and up we go. Downward facing dog. Walk your hands back. Palm the floor as you come back into Uttanasana. Keep the weight more evenly distributed so your hips stay over your ankles and not way back behind your ankles. Bend your knees, take your hands to your hips, lift your heart, root down, rise all the way up. Good. You know, adjust the computer so you can see all of me now that we're off the floor. Okay. Have your strap or stretchy band handy here. We'll do some shoulder warm-ups. I'm going to put the blanket to the side. Good. So just begin with some back bending actions. So place your hands on your hips and create more length by breathing into your intercostals of your side body. Draw the upper arm bones back, elbows in. Take your upper palate straight back. Lengthen up to the base of your skull. Right. Imagine that block between your inner thighs, and then just curl back in your upper body. Keep your pelvis right where it is. Don't let your pelvis come forward. Interlace your hands now behind your back, right? And then go ahead and stretch your arms straight, or a little bend in the elbows, as you just feel the retraction of your shoulder blades. Drop the chin slightly towards your chest, but keep the head back. Exhale and release. Good. Now put the block between your upper inner thighs. Feet block width apart. And good. So this will just keep us really strong in our legs when we continue to do a few more shoulder openers. So angel wings. Right? Angels take themselves lightly, hopefully. That's how they fly so well. So do an external rotation so the palms are towards the back of your room, right? Take the head back and pull some power from the universe so your tricep muscles just got stronger, right? Now let your pelvis come ever so slightly forward and curl back in your upper spine. Don't let your chin raise unduly. Just take the head back, chin tiny little bit down towards your chest, and then full stretch of your arms. Now take your thighs back further and squeeze the block. Let this come from your upper spine. Take a full deep breath in. Exhale, bring your hands down. Honor all parts of yourself. Perfect, just the way you are. Release your hands. Good. Take your strap or stretchy band. Where did my stretchy band go? Oh, hold on. There we go. And just one more shoulder opener here. So we want to think really shoulder blades today. So imagine your shoulder blades right there, triangles with the downward tip of the triangle pointing towards the earth. So those downward tips want to draw in, and the whole shoulder blade presses up into the back body without letting your pelvis come forward. So we hug the block, lift and spread the toes for a moment, release the toes down, right? Keeping a little bend in the elbows. Relax the traps right at the base of your neck. And then go ahead and release the strap or the stretchy band up and over. And just move with your breath. Inhaling up. Adjust the strap or the stretchy band so it doesn't cause pain. A little therapeutic irritation is not bad. See if you can feel the difference in one shoulder, the mobility in one shoulder from the mobility in the other. It's usually the case. And not forcing anything. Right, you can always stop if you have a shoulder injury just before that point of pain, and then come over. So modify, of course, as you need to. 2 more. Hug the block. Pelvis stays back. And then last one, we'll come up right to where the strap is. You can bring it right to the back of your shoulders so it touches, right? And then lengthen your spine, side body super long, head back without lifting your chin, and then stretch the strap or the stretchy band straight behind you. Breathing, full deep breath in, exhale it over and down. Good, well done. All right, you can take the block out and put the blocks up towards the front of your mat. Do a couple of Surya Namaskars here. Adjust this a little bit so you can see what we're going to do when we're on our bellies. Hands in Anjali. Abhyasa, consistent earnest practice, balanced with Vairagya, dispassion, letting go of attachments. Take a full breath in, exhale, release your hands. Inhale, full stretch to the sky, quick angel wings, lift your heart. Good, upper palate back, not lifting the chin. And stretch the arms, exhale, sweep the arms out to the side, touch down, deep forward fold. Inhale, Ardha Uttanasana, hands to your shins, enough that you can lift your shoulders and feel your shoulder blades draw in and down towards your waist. Exhale, right leg back, high leg lunge. And take a full deep breath in here. Left hand to the left hip. Now really curl up to your left, right? Take the left arm behind you, turn the palm towards the wall to your left, then take the arm up. So maybe a little bit behind you, doing a little bit more of a twisting back bend. Good. And then release the right knee to the floor for another quad stretch. So pad your knee with a blanket if you like. If your quads are tighter, take your knee further up towards your left foot. Place the block on the right side, whatever level you like, tighter quads, higher, right? And sweep the left arm up, catching the right foot. You can slide it back if you want more stretch, up if you need less. Draw the right knee isometrically towards the front of your mat. Pull the left shoulder back, twist up, bring the heel as close into the buttocks as you like, and then release it back and push the foot into your hand. Exhale, release, put the block to the other side, and step back to plank pose. Lift the navel towards the spine, push the floor away from you, bring your knees down, right? And what we'll do is sweep right up into cobra. So lower slowly, and then pull the heart forward, pull your hands back, good, and curl back into a little upper body back bend. Legs super strong, glutes firm. Exhale, turn the toes under, step back, downward facing dog. Armpits lift, right? Belly lifts, heels ground towards the floor, And hands ground and push forward isometrically, especially through your index finger mound and the heel of the thumb side of the heel of the hand. If you have trouble getting your right foot up to the top of your mat, place your right hand next to your left hand, swing your hips forward as you bring the right foot up. You can place a block under your left hand if you choose, taking the right hand to the hip, roll the shoulder up and back, and get the ribs really moving towards the right, and then take the arm back. Turn the palm up, then come up. And so again, we're pulling the left bottom tip of the shoulder blade in, curling back. Deep breath in, exhale, release, bring the left knee down. Right. You can keep the hand on the block, or get rid of the block, or turn the block higher. Right. Sweep the hand back, catch the foot. Remember, if you have tighter quads, just bring the knee much more forward. If you have looser quads, take it further back. Good. Think of this as a back bend as well as a quad stretch. Shoulder back, head back, not by lifting the chin, and take the heel in towards the butt. Shoulder back, and then push the foot back into your hand and keeping the right arm straight and strong. Push the left hand strongly down into the block. One more full breath in, exhale, release, and set the block aside, lift the left knee off the floor, and step up, Uttanasana. Inhale, Ardha Uttanasana, shins forward, thighs back. Exhale and bow. Feel the surrender of the upper body while feeling the effort in the bottom half of your body through your legs. And then bend your knees, hands to your hips, lift your heart, sides of the waistline, ribs back, root down, rise up, full stretch, and bring it back to your heart. Release your hands. Hope everyone's doing okay. One more Surya Namaskar. This time, we won't need a blanket, so put that aside. And we'll do Virabhadrasana 1 with this variation. Right? And another quad stretch. So hands in Anjali. Take a full deep breath in, exhale, release your hands. Inhale, full stretch to the sky. Angel wings. Right, head back. And curl back into your upper spine, legs strong like you're hugging the block. And then stretch your arms fully. Exhale, bow to all with reverence to this good earth and to yourself. Inhale, Ardha Uttanasana, right leg back. Good, and bring the back heel down. So we're gonna get a little bit more into hip flexors. Take your hands to your hips. Roll the right hip forward so the back foot is turned in 2/3 of the way. You can step your left foot a little bit more to your left. Left knee directly over your left heel. Good, and then root your hips. Grow long again, shoulders back, head back. Push the feet down and away from each other and come into Vira 1, lifting your arms to the sky. Tighter shoulders, keep your hands wider. Pull the bottom tips in, press the shoulder blades straight to the sky. One more full breath in, exhale, touch down. Step back, plank pose. Belly lifts. Press the heels back. Good. So you can lower all the way down onto your belly through chaturanga, or you can bring your knees down and keeping your lower front ribs lifted, Then come down onto your belly. Adjust your legs so they're super strong. Make sure you can see me here. Right. Rolling the inner thighs up. Spread the toes, click the toenails down, hug the outer shins and your outer hips in strong. And then bring your forehead down and your hands to your chest. Actually, let's do one spider woman, Spider-Man cobra, bringing your hands onto outside your mat, onto your floor. And from strong legs, inhale and rise up, shoulders back, head back, not by lifting your chin. Soften in your upper spine, and then exhale and release down. Make a full breath in, rock your hips side to side. And now Bakasana, take your right forearm parallel to the front of your mat. Elbow can be a little bit in front of your shoulder. Reach back for your left foot with your left hand. You can always use a strap around the foot if you need to. Okay? And then keeping the knee in line with the hip, so not letting the knees fly way out to the left, and just bring your heel in as close as you like to your outer left buttocks. So you feel just a desired quad stretch without over-efforting, but notice there's some effort. Relax your face. Hold for another full breath in and out. And release. Bringing your left elbow to the front of your mat. Make sure the knee is lined up to your hip. Reach back, find your foot. Okay. And then try to turn the ribs and your head forward again so that it's not twisting, but we're just bringing the heel as close into the outer buttocks as your flexibility allows without any pain in the knee. Always release if you, of course, have any pain in the joints. One more full breath in and out. And then release. Good. Okay. Now, come back into table and bring, if you have 2 blocks, bring your 2 blocks up to the medium side, like so. If you only have 1 block, then you can do this with 1 block, bringing it on the horizontal, like so. Okay? Not as easy. If you need something under your knees again, then of course, place your blanket. So there's just a shoulder opener with blocks. So if you do have 2 good blocks, place them on the edges of your mat or a little bit outer shoulder width apart. All right. And you'll place your palms on the blocks, or 2 palms on the 1 block, if that's what you have. Walk your knees way back here. Okay, so my knees are going to be under my hips. What's the matter? Oh, I thought they could see me. Okay, John just came in to adjust. Okay, that's good. Thanks, honey. Press your palms down, knees under the hips. This will keep the armpits lifted, and you just surrender your heart now to the earth. Just surrender your heart. Pretty big shoulder stretch. You may feel this on your upper arms as well. You may feel it in your upper back more. If your head is close to the floor, you can rest your forehead on the floor. Make another deep breath into that. Feel how your shoulder blades are certainly really, really drawn into the back of the heart center. And then come up, walk your knees in. Good. And then sit back onto your heels if that's comfortable for a moment. And just do a couple of shoulder rotations. Okay, soften, take a full breath in. Let any vacillations of the mind become steadier through being present. Good. Okay. And now bring your two blocks. They could be on the blanket. I'm going to just keep my blanket here and bring the two blocks end to end on the long side, like so. All right. And then we're going to just come into an upward facing dog, Urdhva Mukha Vrikshasana. Right, so position your body, let your arms be in Sphinx pose, right? And position just the center of your thighs, pretty much right in the middle on top of the blocks. Roll the inner thigh, so catch the block with your outer thigh. So the inner thigh rolls up towards the sky on both sides. Turn the toes under, make your legs strong, hugging your outer hips in. And then just traction your elbows back and pull your heart forward first. Lift the navel gently towards the spine. And then release all the way down. And bring your hands next to the side chest with your forehead on the floor. Okay, so now begin to isometrically pull your hands back as you come up. Let your elbows bend slightly at first and pull the bottom tips in. Press your heels back and engage your legs strongly. Now pull your hands back even more and stretch your arms straight. Exhale, lift the hips and come back into downward facing dog, Adho Mukha Svanasana. Now we're going to flow a little bit between Urdhva, upward, and Adho, downward Mukha Svanasana. So from Adho Mukha Svanasana up, downward facing dog, inhale and pull yourself forward, true plank. Lower your knees to the blocks, your thighs to the blocks. Stretch the arms straight. Curl back in your upper spine. Exhale, Adho Mukha Svanasana. Really protect your low back by using your legs, hugging your outer hips in, right? And lifting the navel towards the spine, even when you're in the back bending action. One more time. Pull yourself to plank. Lower your thighs to the blocks, traction your hands isometrically back, curl back in your upper spine, legs super strong. Exhale, Adho Mukha Svanasana. Press your hands down and away from you. Release your knees to the floor, put the blocks to the side. And come into child pose, resting your head on your forearms. If child is not a doable pose for you, you can always just come up slightly, walk your knees back, right? And then rest your head on your thighs so your buttocks is not on your heels. So you can always modify in that way if you have knee problems in child pose or whatever. Notice how when we rest, when we kind of just let go and surrender after a few vigorous, more energetic poses of practice, the blood pressure, the pulse rate, our metabolism, it really goes, it's really good to do this rest and activity. So we really effort consistently in earnest for a short time, and then we rest and we surrender as equally as fully as we efforted. And that really balances and helps the body come into much more equilibrium, much more harmony. So breathing into the back body. And slowly, as you're ready, inhale and come back. One last downward facing dog. Walk your knees back, hands a little in front of the shoulders. Lift the navel, but set your shoulder blades. Turn the toes under, forearms hug in, and stretch back, Adho Mukha Svanasana. So I like that variation of Urdhva, upward facing dog, Urdhva Mukha Svanasana, with the blocks, because it protects our lower back more. We don't go into our lumbar spine so much. And keep it a little bit more lengthened. Walk your hands back, palming the floor, into Uttanasana. Interlace your hands back into Yoga Mudra, and pull as your elbows come in, pull your fingers like apart, but don't let your hands actually move apart, right? And feel how that will really, really lengthen or strengthen the arms and the shoulders. Take the arms up over your head as much as you like. And then press your heels down, lift your heart, upper body, and root down, rise up, keeping the hands in Yoga Mudra. And release. Good. Okay, I'll adjust the screen again. Good. And then you can step your feet wide apart. And we'll do Chitta Trikonasana as a back bend. So I'll talk you through this a little bit differently. Step your feet a good 4.5, 5 feet apart. Press your feet down. Turn the right foot slightly in, the left leg out. Okay. Place your right hand on the frontal hip bone, and that will want to push forward, right? So we're just going to keep our hand there initially as we strengthen the legs, lifting the kneecaps, hugging the quads in, right? And then reach out, keeping that right hip bone back, right? And extend, make your spine super long, and place your hand not as far down as you could. So I could easily get my fingers to the floor of my ankle. I'm going to come up to mid-shin, okay, or a little bit above my ankle. Keeping that right thigh back. So go ahead and take the whole right side of your pelvis back. Then spin the left side ribs up, head back, right? And then take the arm back behind you. So roll the right shoulder back, right? And now, rather than try to just reach up, reach back with the arm as you come up. Keep the right hip back, keep the head back. Good. Then turn your head and look towards the sky if your neck is happy. Chin a little bit towards your chest. Just a little. That's it. Press the feet down as you come all the way up. So just using the shoulder blades with a little bit more emphasis here to get, again, the upper body back bend. Many of us, including me, are super tight in the upper back. And I used to get into my lumbar spine a lot when I did back bends, especially Camel Pose and Urdhva Dhanurasana wheel pose. But now using my legs and really learning to bend more from the base of my shoulder blades, then no pain. Took a while. So really helps to have that emphasis. So left hand right to your left frontal pelvic bone. Make the right leg strong. Make sure you're externally rotated, kneecap in line with the front of your ankle and second toe. Hinge from the hip, reaching out, reaching. Placing the right hand down, bring it up a little bit so it's more rich in, so you just have more openness. Roll the shoulder back, head back, take the arm back so your palm is trying to face upwards, right? And then just take it up as far as you like, but it's behind you. That's it. Left side of the pelvis back. Then if you want to come down deeper, then certainly you can. Or you could stay right where you are. And then turn the head and look up to the sky slightly. And then really reach up with that left arm as you come back around. Turn the feet back, walk in a little bit if you've walked out. Right. Good. And now coming down in kneeling, because we are going to do a couple of variations of Ustrasana, Camel Pose. And just want to be really clear about the head. So at no point, place your blocks on either side of the feet, turning your toes under. Notice the blocks will be a little higher than your heels. Of course, if you have all the flexibility in your upper back and you have no problems doing a back bend, then of course you can just bring the tops of your feet to the floor. I'm going to keep my toes turned under so my heels are higher. And then, oh, John's adjusting. There we go. Thank you. Good. I need an assistant. I could have brought the tables. I have two computers here. The table's further away, but then I become so little in it. I don't know if you can see that well. Challenges of technology. Okay. So on this first one, actually, put one of your blocks between your inner upper thighs, or about the center of your thighs, actually. Keeping the toes turned under. So that will just help us hug to the midline and keep our spine longer. And interlace your hands behind your head with your thumbs right under the occipital ridge. Okay. Elbows draw slightly in, and then just come up and let your head just drop back into your hands, but keep the thumbs lifting the base of your skull. So there's no danger of any neck problems here. Can't hyperextend. Draw your elbows in a little bit more and press your shoulder blades straight up towards the sky. And just curl back once again, supporting your head. Breathe. Feel the balance between what you need to have consistent, earnest effort in practice, but at the same time surrendering what you can. And then release all the way up. Take the block out. Good. Put it back next to your feet. And again, the feet position is completely up to you. You can turn the entire foot down, or you can keep your toes turned under so you have a little bit more distance away from the floor. Place your left hand behind your left occipital ridge, behind your head at the base of your skull. Take the right arm up, integrate, pull the head of the arm bone back into the shoulder socket, and then lift your shoulder blades, press your shoulder blades up, and start to curl back. Support your head, let your head drop back into your hand. Don't lift your chin unduly, but support your head. If you can reach your heel or the block with your right hand, do so. Okay. And then press your shoulder blades up one more time, right into the back of the heart. Lift your heart as much as you can. Open up. And then reach that right arm up and down. Take a moment, full breath in before we do the other side. In fact, let's just come down for a moment and just bring the buttocks to the heels. And if you're comfortable sitting in Ustrasana, or you can put the block between your feet and just sit like so for a moment and just observe your body. So we have rest and activity, rest and activity, effort and letting go. Notice how the mind might have come to a quieter place. Our practice can be a moving meditation, even when we're doing a vigorous practice. If we remember to breathe, open, be present, observe, and of course, take care of ourselves. So second side, come up, bring the right hand behind the head, really right at the occipital ridge, right where you can feel those bony protuberances just above C1 there. And then even before you take the arm up, lift your heart, draw the bottom tips in, push your shoulder blades straight up. Then take the left arm up, integrate it, so pull the head of the arm bone gently back into the socket without overdoing that. You can press the tops of the feet down or the balls of your feet, reach back, find your heel, right, or the block, right, and then let your head drop back into your right hand without letting it go. Chin a little bit into the chest and lift your heart even more. Full deep breath in, exhale, inhale, and come up, raise the left arm, and release, and sit back in Virasana or Vajrasana, whatever is comfortable. And once again, before we do the full pose, just observe your mind, observe your body, observe your attitude. Finding the balance between Abhyasa, consistent, earnest practice, and Vairagya. It's really one of the most important sutras, really, not just for practice, but for life. And feeling lessen our attachments to whatever limiting beliefs we hold of ourselves or others, or ideas that no longer serve us, that we've clung too tightly to. Or any attachment to getting the perfect pose. The perfect pose is where you can still breathe and open without pain. Yes, there'll be some therapeutic irritation, some discomfort, that's part of practice, but never to the point of pain, burning, searing pain. Good, okay, come on back up into standing kneeling. Remember, you can use your blocks. So we won't be supporting the head here, right? So the more we lengthen our side body with our hands on our hips, right? And draw in towards the midline, and then draw the shoulders up and press the shoulder blades back. Keep the chin slightly towards the chest, and then just release the head down towards the floor, but not by lifting the chin. See if you can feel the difference. Then you can place your hands on the blocks and press the fingertips down on the blocks or your heels and lift your heart even more and come into your fullest expression of the pose. When you come out, take a full breath in, and from the shoulder blades, lift your heart and all the way back. Bring your hands forward towards the front of the mat, walk your knees back a bit, and before we go into a forward bend, even an extended child, we'll just stretch the legs in downward facing dog. Set your shoulder blades, pick up the belly, and back and up you go into Adho Mukha Svanasana. Inner heels pressing towards the floor. If you look back, we don't want to see either any part of the heel at all. Second toes are straight ahead. You can actually lift and spread your toes. You can bend your knees slightly and then extend your heels stronger towards the floor and feel the stretch in the calf muscles. Press the hands down and away from you, isometrically forward. Hug the forearms in. Armpits stay lifted, but soften your heart space. Feel all the work you've done in your upper back. And now bring the knees down And big toes touching and heels back as far as you're comfortable. And let's walk our hands over to the left. Lift the left armpit and reach a little bit more on the diagonal with your right hand. Lots of breath in the whole right side body and the intercostals between the ribs, or breathing muscles, or secondary breathing muscles. And walkie back to center and over to your right. Lifting the right armpit, arm is straight, fingertips pressing down. I like to keep my right hand in this side on my hip, next to my hip. Gives me a little more stability to start to move the left hand over a little bit and get that delicious stretch down through the serratus and into the quadratus lumborum on the left side. Full deep breath in, exhale, and come back. And then come into whatever child pose for a moment is most comfortable for you. So we did a lot of shoulder and upper back work. Perhaps you'd like to take your arms behind you, up to the side of you. Let your shoulders relax a little bit more. Palms turned up next to your little toe sides of your feet. Supporting your head on the blanket or whatever you have that works for you. Take 3 more breaths here. And then as you're ready, come over onto your back. We'll do a couple of cool downs before Shavasana. So get everything you need. If you like your blocks to be a little bit of a bolster, if you don't have a bolster and you're a blanket on top of that, you can do that. But we're going to do a supine twist first. And if you want to get your eye bag or whatever else that will make Shavasana even more yummy, and certainly do that. And put a blanket under your head if you would like. Always helps to quiet my mind. And then walk your feet outer mat width apart, and just let your arms come out to the side. Adjust your shoulder blades, so lift your upper back and let your shoulder blades flatten to the floor, not protracting or retracting. And then just drop your knees over to the right, turn your head gently to the left. Inhale your knees up, exhale over to the other side. And then this time, when your knees come down to the right again, if you choose, you can take the right foot up on top of the outer left knee for a deeper twist. And if you do that, then elongate that left thigh bone away from the hip. Left buttocks will be off the floor. So you feel a nice extension there and a little bit deeper twist. Full breath into that. And then release. Bring your feet back down, right foot back down, and take your hips over, your legs, knees over to your left. You can extend the right leg even without placing your left knee on top of your right. So you just feel a more elongation, which will translate to extending the lumbar spine more, which we want to do after the back bends. Okay? And then if you choose, you can place the left foot on top of the outer right knee and extend a little bit more. Just adjust your head. You can lift your head slightly and then you'll be able to turn it a little bit more easily to the right. So you're getting a nice twist, a nice outer hip stretch. and then elongation for the right side of our lumbar region. Relax your shoulders. Actually did a lot of work today. Consistent, effortful, present practice without over-efforting, yet still feeling the letting go. And then come back to center, draw your knees into your chest, rock a little bit from side to side, circles on the ceiling with your knees, whatever else might feel good for you before we come into a few minutes of Shavasana. And hug your knees tightly into your chest, bringing your knees together. And lift your head, relaxing your shoulders, curling up into a little ball for a moment, chin to chest. And breathing against your thighs, belly, and then release. And bring your body into Shavasana, using your props wisely, adjusting your body wisely, skillfully. Adjust shoulder blades, adjust sacrum, your legs, your arms, your head. And then take a full deep breath in, everybody, and let it out with a big ah, a real let it go. Let's do that together. Take a full breath in, let it go. Ah. Sometimes it's just so satisfying to let an audible sigh out and feel the whole body, skin, muscles, bones release and soften. Let the eyes drop deeply back into the sockets. Let the tongue rest fully in the mouth. Let go of the space between the eyebrows. Release the hinge of the jaw. Release the buttock muscles. Release your hamstrings and your quadricep muscles that we worked a lot. Release your shoulders. Let go. Observe your mind. If your mind is quiet, observe how subtle your breath becomes. If your mind is active, consciously take a few deeper in-breaths and out-breaths, and then slow the breathing down as the mind settles once again. Now slowly, taking your time, increase the depth of your breath. I think I lost my Willow Street students because my sign says someone else from the Willow Street account was signing in. So perhaps there's another class right after ours. So no, I still see you there. That's good. Okay. Good. And then as you're ready, roll to your side. And just stay on your side, curled up for a moment. Breathing into your back body. And then as you're ready, you can press yourselves up and come back to a good seat. A seat that balances Abhyasa and Vairagya. Seat that balances effort and surrender. Sit well. Feel the opening in the heart from doing our back bends from the shoulder blade region, not the lumbar spine. And yet still remembering to soften and surrender those lower front ribs down and drawing the head gently back and softening the outer skin always over the beauty of what lies within you. Thank you so much for joining me today. Bring your hands in Anjali Mudra. And again, let's bring whoever we would like to send some good healing energy to them, as well as to all beings everywhere, through honoring the yogic tradition as always, through the primordial sound of all sounds, the sound that's included in all sounds, sound of all. Take a full deep breath in, exhale that breath completely, inhaling. And bowing our head to our hearts, and acknowledging our light. And as we lift our heads, and if you have it on gallery view and you see your classmates, you can offer them a namaste as well, honoring the light within each of us. So, thank you.